Hey, good morning, everyone. Pastor Chris here. Welcome to the Poolside Chat on a Thursday, not a Wednesday. Man, alive, am I like behind the times? Hey, I go into work when I worked yesterday, going to work again today, and it's like, I don't know why I feel like I'm so busy, but I really like being here with you, so won't miss it for nothing. I feel like I look like a zebra with all the stripes, just the way the sun is. Book of Jude, book about apostasy, a book about, it's a letter, it's one chapter, short letter, but good gosh, is it jam-packed with stuff. And book of warnings. I will ask, maybe in January, we might do a study on Jude if you would like to do this. Because there's so much in this book, in this letter. There's a verse in Jude chapter 8. Or excuse me, Jude chapter 9. Or verse 9. Let me try this again. Hey, there's a verse I want to share with you. Jude chapter 9. It talks about this hidden world that people ask me about. Do I believe in a hidden, unseen world? Angels, demons, God, prayer, stuff like this. And we've been going through Scripture and seeing what it does. So this is the last day I want to talk about Scripture and the bad stuff. Jude chapter 9. Or excuse me. Try again. Jude verse 9. But even the archangel Michael, when he was disputing with the devil about the body of Moses, did not dare to bring a slanderous accusation against him, but said, "The Lord rebuke you." Isn't that something? Archangel Michael and Satan argue. This story does not come from the Old Testament. It comes from one of the extra canonical books. No longer in existence, but talked about, understood, known. This was a known story at this time. It's from the Assumption of Moses. And you have allusions to this story and others. Actually, in Zechariah, there's maybe an allusion to this. But you see it in Sirach. You see it in, the Assumption of Moses, and a couple of other books. And what is interesting about this is it doesn't make the Assumption of Moses or Sirach canonical, but it does mean that God inspired you to put this story down, this letter, which is canonical. Part of canon scripture. And I think this story shows, I believe this story shows the battle that is going on in this hidden, unseen world. You know, I started our fight, it's not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. Bad stuff happens, and it's influenced. And we see this kind of spilling over from this unseen world. We see in the New Testament with Jesus casting out demons. We see it with Jesus talking with demons. We see it in the Transfiguration when Jesus shows his glory, the part that we didn't see. We see it throughout Scripture. And I thank God for giving us this glimpse into what we fight against, what is fighting against us, and why we are called to stand strong. So I have gone over this for the last few weeks to show that the Bible is very firm in showing us what goes on. These have been some very negative stories, if you will. It's about the fight and the people that fight that we're involved in, and the people that fight against us Christians, and even non-Christians. You can read about in C.S. Lewis's The Screwtape Letters, a novel, if you will, about this battle for us. So I'm going to close this out in the next 2 weeks, because with all the evidences we have in Scripture, Next week, I'm going to talk about some real world experiences from today that shows how these influences not only fight against us, but that we have God and the armies of heaven fighting for us in this unseen world. And I'm going to leave you with the verse next week. And then I will close it out the following week. Because this has been a great, I want to say refresher, but it's been a great study, a great reminder, a great refresher, to give me more understanding of how God operates. Not only here, but through His power. All right, guys? Hey, thanks for joining. I'm Pastor Chris Ireland. Remember, keep the questions coming. And for the next, actually through the end of the year, we are going to talk, even through the beginning of next year, we're going to be talking about the coming of Christ, Christmas. That's going to be my Saturday talks. But starting up in January, we're going to once again get back to your questions. So I appreciate them. We will get to them. And in the meantime, thanks for joining and be blessed. Pastor Chris Ireland, tell your friends, check us out, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, at FL Compass Church, and now on Instagram, at FL Compass Church. Have a great week. See you Saturday.